from Dominique's iPhone.
Oh! Alright. So welcome back to Vibes of Spark. I'm Spark, and if you're asking what's going on with my I don't even have earrings on. Right. Why is my hair like this? Because my hairstylist told me she was gonna come and do my hair, and then I waited the whole day. She said 10-11. She said, oh, I woke up at 11, I'll come later. Text me at 5. That means my whole day has gone by just for her to say, I can't do it right now, I can't find my supplies, I'll do it next weekend. Okay. Yeah, because I don't know where that lash thought she was going. So now I gotta wait another week, and I've just been throwing it out. So we're just gonna get into the video. There are 2 things I wanted to do today. I wanted to at least make one fit and then crochet, because I haven't crocheted yet. I actually haven't crocheted in a long time. Ever since I started like upcycling clothes, I really stopped crocheting. This is our first victim. These are like regular kind of like work pants. They're not work pants, they're like slacks. I always like covered up by wearing like some sort of like mini skirt over it, but I luckily don't feel like doing like I feel like they would be nice like little low-waisted girlies. So I mean, they fit, but the crotch is also not crotching, and it's a little short. I think we all know where this is going. I hope we all know where this is going. I'm gonna sew the crotch and unhem the pants legs. So while in the middle of crocheting, I got called into work, which wasn't a bad thing because I haven't worked in months. But first shift back, all 4 hours, I was sorting all of these hats and putting them up there. There were a lot of hats. I had to be like 400. And on top of that, I had to do it all by myself. Uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown. So a lot has happened. I got my hair done. I've been really tired. I've been sleeping for the past 2 days. I was getting my hair done until 4 in the morning, and yeah. As far as crocheting goes, I have to make a hat for somebody. I have made a lot of hats in the past. I usually do like a lot of like cat ear ones. I had made a bunny eared one, and I've made just like a regular sort of like winter hat. For this one, it's going to be black and pink and striped and cat eared. So yeah, let's just get into it. These are just some of the other hats that I've made. She cute. I feel like I should make fits with all of them. Yeah, this is the second one. I haven't worn this outside yet, but we will soon. This is the third one. Love her. I have a picture with this on my Instagram. This was supposed to be a star, but I didn't know how to like embroider yet, so it's doing something. These are the colors in which I will be utilizing today. This is more like a chenille fabric. It's really soft. And then this is just like a regular, I don't know what they call it, but it's just a regular sort of fabric. Why am I calling it fabric? It's yarn. Right, chenille and something. I don't really know how to give crochet tutorials because most of the ones that I watch, they have like a different sort of angle, so I'm gonna try my best. Here's my hook. I have a whole pack of hooks, but this one is a 4.5. The thickness of your hook depends on the thickness of your yarn, and the bigger the hook, the bigger or like the less tension it will have, which is basically how tight your loops are. So to start with the slip notch, you're gonna hold it like this, wrap it around your finger, cross, then pull the loop over and grab this part and boom. Insert your hook, pull the long part and tighten, and now your hook's there. To make my hats, I'd basically just start off single stitching like the circumference of like a head. It's usually around probably like 50 to 70. But basically to do that, you just loop over and pull through. And then you just kind of keep doing that. And you want to make sure that you keep it straight so that when you connect, it doesn't come out tangled. I ended up chaining 74 chains, just to give enough room for like people's hair, because some are bulkier than others. So now what you're gonna do is make sure it's flat so that it doesn't end up twisted, and then fold it over and slip stitch. And I'm gonna show you how to slip stitch in a second. Enter the hook into the last stitch. All right, so now it should look like that. And now that you have those two on, you're going to loop over and then pull through both. So now it's connected, and this is the circumference of the hat. So now that you have your first row, you're gonna just keep building from there. Since there's two different colors involved, I'm going to be switching between these two different yarns. To continue to the next row, you're just gonna yarn up one, yarn your work, yarn over one, and just get closer. You're gonna be going into these top loops right there, like this one. Don't mind my nails, they're crusty, we're not gonna talk about it. You're gonna go from these top loops right here, like here, here, and you're gonna insert, then you're gonna yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through all three, and that's called a half double crochet. So you're gonna keep doing that all the way around until you get to the end. I'm just gonna show you again. Yarn over, go through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, all through, yarn over, through, yarn over, through one, yarn over, through all three. Just gonna keep going. This is gonna be the slowest row because it's the first one and you have no like sort of base support, but you're just gonna keep doing that over and over again. At this point, I'm like a stitch away from ending off. So what I'm going to do is, oh my god, stop. So what I'm going to do is go into this last stitch first. So loop over, through, loop over through, loop over, pull through all. And now I'm going to do a slip stitch, which is just combining them all together. So what I'm going to do is go through this top loop here, and then I'm going to yarn over. So put in the yarn over here, then I'm going through that loop, and without yarning over again, I'm going through the first loop and then tightening. So now you've combined the first row. Now I'm going to do another row of half double crochets, and to start the new row, I'm going to yarn over, chain one, and then chain another one, turn my work, yarn over, go into this first loop here, and half double crochet. Yarn over, go in, pull through, loop over, pull through all three. And then you can just keep doing that along the whole row and end with the slip stitch. This is at the end of my first row, so basically what you're going to do is another slip stitch, and to do that again, you just insert into the top stitch, loop over, pull through the first one, and then without looping over again, pull through the second one and tighten. Next, I'm going to be switching colors, so I'm going to get my chenille, and to first attach it, you don't need to do another slip knot, so you just put the yarn on the hook and make sure that the end pieces are facing inwards of the hat, because that's how it would look like inside out. With your other hand, just make sure the other yarn pieces aren't getting in your way, and just loop up one with the color that you're switching from so that it's on the hook. So now, as you can see, the pink fabric is the one on top of the hook instead of the black one. So the next step is to make sure that you have no end pieces when you end off. So we're just going to take both of those end pieces, insert into the next piece, and half double crochet using those two pieces. Next, just continue half double crocheting like you usually would across the whole row and end with a slip stitch. Then you're going to do a second row of the different colors so that you should have 2 rows of each. Okay, so I have ended off my second row. So now we're going to do what we did with the first row and make sure that it's on the inside, like the strings, because that's inside of your hat. Leave this part down. Then you're going to take your black one, stitch one up, make sure it's tight, loop over it, and just keep doing your half double crochets all the way through. You're just going to continue this process all the way around and just keep repeating 2 rows, switch 2 rows until you get 16 or 18 rows in total. And then I will meet you there. It's currently the next day. This is where I'm at. These are my 16 rows. So basically from here, I still have my 2 colors connected. And since I'm done with this black one, that's the one that I'm gonna cut off first. You can use any sort of scissors for this, but I have these cutters. They're a little broken, but we're not gonna talk about it as usual. And make sure that you leave a little bit of yarn. So I'm gonna leave about an inch here. Second, we're going to end off on this pink yarn. So to end off, what I'm going to do is yarn over 1, then I'm gonna cut around a little more than an inch, maybe like 2 inches. And with my hook still in the hole, going to pull out and tighten. The next step would be to close the top and make it cat-eared. To do that, you're going to need a needle, like a sewing needle. This is just some extra string that I have attached to it from the last time I sewed. I built like a regular sewing needle, except it's plastic, and the hole's big enough for yarn to go through. Thread your needle. And I make sure I tie mine twice, just so that it stays on secure. And then what you're gonna do is flip the hat inside out. From here, you're going to insert your needle into the very top corner of the hat and just continue weaving in and out along each hole that should align with each other. Be sure to pull out enough yarn so that you don't run out and have to start over. So yeah, here I'm just going to the next one. It should be alternate motion. So if you're coming from the front first and you're going to the back, pause first of all. So yeah, it should be front, back, front, back. So now at the other side, we're going to pull everything through and then tighten to make sure that it gives that cat-eared effect, but not too tight because then it won't fit correctly. Next, you're going to end off your yarn. So I just go into a random hole and put the yarn within itself. I don't know how to describe it, but you take the loop and you put the needle through that loop to create a knot. And just to make sure everything stays in place, I do it a few times, usually twice. After that, just make sure to flip the hat back right side in, cut your excess yarn, and then you're done. So this concludes the video. I got a lot of stuff done. Very tired. It took a very long time, but you know, we got here eventually. So yeah, Instagram and TikTok link below. Go follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. yeah, and I'll catch y'all next time.
Uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown.